whatever culture, whatever civilization. Any difference between culture and civilization? So as far as I am concerned, culture is about what we are. Civilization is about what we have. So then today, actually, we invited Professor Im Il, who is a professor of business school at the Yonsei University. So before we get started, I am asking Professor Lee for congratulatory speech for everybody. Okay, I'm going to invite here.
Thank you. I'm Kun Lee, Egan at Seoul National University. I'm co-host of this forum with Professor. And our center is this Seoul National University Comparative Economic Studies Center. So we are the co-sponsoring this event, and this is important because entrepreneurship innovation is the key force of economic development in Korea. And nowadays, people are turning to this K-entertainment industry. It's one of the most promising and world-recognized industries. So that's how we have invited Professor Im for today's event. So let's welcome him with a big hand. Before just
time to introduce yourself, very short time, yeah. Okay, so actually some of you know each other, but I'm asking you very brief introduction to yourself, yeah. So how about you, yeah, probably.
안녕하세요. My name is Margit Kirs and I come from Estonia, Tallinn University of Technology. I'm a researcher and my topic is about innovation policy and technology governance. So I think that South Korea is the best place to know about these issues. But when I try to make sense how Korea has achieved what it has, it's like moving target, that you are also, your innovation, economic and industry policies are also targeting this moving target, and this is very interesting. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Korea is smart. Korea is fast. Korea is dynamic, correct? Okay.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is T.W. Kwon. I'm from Gangwon-do province for listening this very valuable lecture this morning. I have been working for the industry for 48 years, and fortunately, I have been serving as a CEO for 35 years. And I am always interested in Professor Kim Ki-chan's K-Entrepreneurship the forum. So that's why I came this morning here, and really I would like to have some contact with all of your participants, and I am sure that I'll be participating in the future very diligently. Okay, thank you very much.
예, 안녕하세요. 저 김석문입니다. 전 주사약병 앰플 바이알 만드는 회사 하고 있고요. 김희찬 교수님 일전에 그 인도 같이 갔다가 만나 뵙고 오늘 오라에서 처음 여기 왔습니다. 감사합니다.
Hello, my name is Kay Peng. I'm the general manager of Group Safe Korea. We have the brand famous Tefal and WMF. And also I'm always interested in the Ki-chan Kim's lessons. But I'm more interested today because I'm also Army of BTS since 2021. So I'm very interested for today's seminar. Thank you.
So I am so glad, yeah, to see the Lee Gum-young, who is one of world most famous for CEO program. Thank you very much for coming. 우리 새로 오신
안녕하세요. 저는 김지연이라고 하고요. 지금은 건국대학교에서 학부생들 대상으로 기업가 정신 관련된 수업 진행하고 있습니다. 평소 사실 교수님 블로그랑 페이스북 계속 왔다 갔다 하면서 구경만 하다가 오늘 처음 왔습니다. 만나 뵙게 돼서 반갑습니다.
then most of them did already. Yeah. So then we are going to invite the Professor Im Il. So actually, as far as I know, he was good at the dancing, singing, yeah. But now he is a great professor who got academic many awards at the Yonsei University. But today's issue is not about the business, but the heart. Please give a hint.
네, 안녕하세요. Okay, good morning, everyone. Literally, it's a good early morning. My name is Il Im, and I'm a faculty at Yonsei University. Let me make this clear. I'm not an expert in entertainment industry or BTS. I'm just one fan of BTS. My area is AI and machine learning and computer science and those things. However, I have been tracing K-pop as a fan over 30 years. So today's my talk is about K-pop and BTS as a fan. Okay, as you know, K-pop became a cultural icon. And why? Before I answer the question, let me briefly overview the Korean K-pop history. So in the past, we called Gayo, not K-pop. And until 1990s, we had a lot of self-grown artists, such as Imi or Jo Young-pil. And these are legendary singers in Korea. And they didn't have any systematic training, but they became a great artist. But there is a first Big Bang. In 1992, there is a big thing in K-pop history, stage and voice. And today's talk, my talk is about over 60% of my talk is a video clip. So let me show you the video clip of stage and voice. Remember? So as I said, I have been tracing the K-pop over 30 years because I personally was interested in K-pop. And I would say I have watched two big events, Big Bang, in the past 30 years of K-pop history. One was this one. This is a Big Bang, really big impact. Second was BTS. Okay? So why they are so unique? Because they showed us freedom. And in 1990s, still the Korean society was a little bit rigid and politically restricted, but they showed freedom. They were very free. And also, they fused diverse genres, for example, rap. I think they are the first group who actually performed rap in Korean K-pop. Also, they are authentic. They made music and lyrics, and they put their thoughts and ideas and voices in their lyrics. So we could feel that they have, we could know their thoughts and opinions and other things. So after Stage and Boys, we had a lot of entertainment agency companies, 연예기획사, emerging. So for example, the big three companies, SM, YG, and JYP, they emerged in 1990s. Initially, the Korean EA companies was influenced by Japanese EA system in that they sign on a potential artist as a trainee, and usually the contract is 7 or 8 years, and then they provided training, vocal training, dance training, language training, and performance training, and so forth. But as they gain experience, the Korean EA companies evolved into different companies, different from the Japanese companies. Girls' Generation, Wonder Girls, and Big Bang, right? So they are very famous. And then how K-pop is different? I think the biggest difference is K-pop is a fusion of various genres. I think you know that different music genres, right? Pop, for example. This is pop. Michael Jackson, king of pop, right? And also there is a hip hop. This is a legendary rapper, Tupac. Yeah. And also there's R&B, I think you're probably familiar with, right? A lot of vending and when they're singing. Justin Bieber. And also there's a ballad. You know this song, right? Titanic. So these different genres used to be separate. So for example, think of K-pop is bibimbap. We had the bibimbap this morning, right? So how do you make bibimbap? We need the base ingredients, rice, vegetables, right? Fried eggs and today, right? But if you add meat, it becomes meat bibimbap, right? If you add komak, kind of clamshell, then it becomes komak bibimbap, right? So that's the, I think, important aspect of characteristic of bibimbap. Western style, then you change clothes and you have Korean traditional style. Also, in terms of religion, I think Korea is only one of the few countries where the different various religions coexist peacefully. We have Buddhism, we have Christianity, Catholic, and shamanism, and we have a lot of. So I think mixing is a key aspect of Korean culture. I think. So that's why we have bibimbap music is good. So for example, I think K-pop is a musical bibimbap. So base component is vocal, dance, and music. We need very good vocal and dance to make a good bibimbap, right? We need very good voice to make a good bibimbap, right? And then, as a garnish, we have visual. We have a lot of good-looking girls and boys, right? And then the gochujang, I think producing is a kind of source that bond everything together harmoniously. And also, same as bibimbap, if you add hip hop, you got hip hop idol. If you add some toughness to a group, then you get. Name, so we don't, right? It doesn't matter. Okay. Let me. And actually, all of them can dance very well. But actually, these three people they lead dance performance, and we have visual. All of them are handsome, but especially these three. And these four they produce music. And we have a leader, RM. And also initially, now most members speak English fluently, but at the early days, the RM was the only member who can speak English, so he was the interpreter. So we have different roles and in members. Okay? And there is a army fan chant, 응원구호. Let me. There is a strict order of name in their fan chant. Can you guess what the order is? Leader first, RM, Kim Namjoon. Then seniority. It's very Korean. In Korea, age is important, right? So except for the leader, Kim Namjoon, they call the names in the order of age. So I think it's also very Korean. And this is not only Korean fans, all global fans do the same thing. Okay? So what makes BTS unique? Before I talk about that, this is how they grew and became world famous.
제 수상자는
So they debuted. Okay, so they were nobodies when they debuted. Oh, let me tell you one more. The video I'm showing to you, I edited most of the videos, so the editing is a little bit mediocre, so please understand. So they are nobody because they are from small company. Now it became a big company, but at the time it was Big Hit Entertainment, small company, and at that time, Korean entertainment industry was very influenced by the big three, SM, JYP, and YG. So they had hard time. But actually also they are all non-Seoul, domestic, no members from international. So, but however, they gradually gained popularity through their excellent performance, singing, dancing. And then that was not all. There were hundreds of idol groups who can sing and dance as well as BTS. But what made them outstanding? I think there are three components. One is empathy. So if you look at the lyrics of their songs, this is a lyric of thorough, and they understand and they emphasize the difficulties of young generation. You may think that young people these days they don't have any worries and so forth, but actually if you think about your own 20s, when you are in your own 20s, you had a lot of difficulties, right? I think the young people in these days, they also have difficulties, and they emphasize their difficulties. And also, this is a lyric for C, and if you see here, then they say, small company idol with nothing much was our second name. So they had a lot of difficulties as an idol group from small company. And however, in lyric for Love You Myself, they say you have to love yourself, regardless of anything. So I think you know that a lot of psychological problems come from lack of self-confidence. So if you don't love yourself, you have a lot of psychological problems, right? So they say to their fans, love yourself. That's the first step of your life. So this is really for love myself. So I think that this is the key message of BTS. Love yourself, love myself. Okay. And second thing, I think many people know this. BTS is good at communicating with their fans. So they use the SNS as a primary outreach channel. But some people say using SNS well is the main factor of BTS success. I don't think that's true. If you can become popular just using SNS well, then why are the idols not popular as not as popular as BTS, right? So I think using SNS with their empathy and also their sincerity is the key of success. So this is the numbers. The official music video of their songs, you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 music videos, they have over 1 billion views. 10억 view. So let's watch some of their music videos. This is 3 minutes, so please bear with me. Oh, this music video is a chronicle order. So please see how diverse their music genres are, also how they evolved in terms of performance and singing. Okay? This is 봄날, Spring Day, my favorite song. This is Halsey featured in this song. So as you watched, they can perform a lot of diverse genres, and also mostly their songs are very bright atmosphere, but they have their true message in their lyrics. So you have to look at their lyrics, not just listen to the music, to understand BTS. Right. I think the second keyword is communication. So they sincerely communicated with their fans. So they uploaded 방탄밤 or 방탄 channel. So they recorded their daily lives and they uploaded video. So something like this one. Oh, this is did you hear P sound? Actually, Suga Min he said F word. Of course. So usually, if you're idol, then would you upload this kind of video? No, right? You will hide, right? But they uploaded their daily lives without hiding anything. Right? So by watching these videos, so people they feel that these BTS members are next door boys, or my cousin, or my little brother, and so. So they feel very with closeness. This is one way of communicating with their fans. Another one is there is an instance that RM wrote the lyrics that could be considered as gender discrimination. So fans pointed it out, and RM apologized. This is always what happens, right? But in other idol groups, this is end. But in this case, later, a fan found that RM was reading books about feminism. So this is what RM posted to Twitter, and just regular the picture showing his room, but a fan with a good eye found this one. This is a book titled Man Box. This is book about feminism. So you can see that RM was studying feminism. So if other idol groups had the same instance, then probably they apologize and nothing will happen, right? But RM sincerely accepted fans' opinions, and he was trying to improve himself by reading and getting a better understanding of feminism. So this is a real communication, right? Just exchanging messages is not real communication. The real communication is understanding what the other means, right? What the other wants, right? And also, we see a lot of communications among fans, not just between BTS and fans. So for example, fans upload cover dance videos in YouTube. So are you familiar with cover dance? Cover dance means that you perform same dance performance as idols and other artists. So for example, this is this video. This is cover dance. Yeah. So in YouTube, there are millions of cover dance videos of BTS. So this is how fans communicate each other. So by uploading this video and watching this video and adding comments, they are communicating, they are sharing same experience. And also, but not all fans can dance, right? Many fans cannot dance. Then what they do? They make reaction video. They record their reactions to the video they are watching. So for example, this one. and they are actually professional rappers, performance. And BTS also uploaded their reaction video. So they are reacting to the BTS, reacting to their video. Some fans, they aggregate different reaction videos so we can watch many reactions at the same time. So this is how fans communicate. And I think the third keyword is authenticity. In Korean, 진정성. They have their authenticity, their sincere sincerity in their performance. So I think authenticity is the key when communicating with fans on SNS, because fans recognize lies and pretense very quickly. So in the past, the Korean EAs, entertainment agencies, they try to hide their idols, so they call that mysticism strategy. But in these days, fans want to see their real face. So I think that's what BTS did well. So BTS, as I said earlier, BTS posts videos and SNS content regularly, and also in their messages, they have their sincerity. So I think this is a key change in Korean entertainment industry for the past 10, 20 years, which is clunky sincerity is better than polished pretense. So in Korean, 투박한 진정성이 잘 다듬어진 가식보단 낫다. So I think that's a key message. I think same in other companies. In consumers, customers, they want to see their sincerity, the real face of the company. So they don't want to see some pretended or set up messages, right? And also, they always showed genuine love and care for their fans. So whenever they get an award, they always mention ARMY, their fan. So the result of empathy, communication, authenticity, fans don't see BTS as just idols. For in traditional idols, the idol fans usually say about their idols, what they say about their idols is cool, dope, lit, sexy, good singer, good dancer. However, BTS fans say, I'm proud of them. So it's like a family or a close friend. Why? Because they show their authenticity, their sincerity. Right? And also, a lot of BTS fans say that BTS helped them psychologically heal their difficulties. So So as I said earlier, one of the key messages of BTS is love yourself. And a lot of people say love yourself, right? But when you say just love yourself, and when you say love yourself with sincerity and empathy, then I think the impact is different. The BTS is sending message, love yourself with your sincerity, authenticity, and also excellent performance. So who wouldn't love them, right? So I think that's the key power, the key impact of BTS. So I think BTS is a bibimbap with a soul, right? So in Korean culture, mixing is common. So in K-pop, created a new genre by adding, mixing different genres, bibimbap. But BTS pushed that into another level. So this should be good food for your hunger, right? Still, it's good, right? But what if somebody gives you food with his or her whole heart? It's not a simple food, right? So food with a soul, right? So food for your body and also soul. I think this is the difference between BTS and other groups, right? Thank you. However, this is my last slide. Don't forget, by simply emphasizing empathy, communication, authenticity, it's not enough. So you need fundamentals. So BTS has excellent vocal and dance and rap. So 전정국 and 복면가왕. This is Jimin. They're really good singers. Their dance practice. They're rapping. Okay. So what if you see an idol saying that they are authentic, they emphasize fans, but mediocre dance and vocal? If that idol is bad singer and bad dancer, and if they say, "Oh, we want to communicate with the fans," what your reaction would be? You'll laugh at them, right? So you need fundamentals. Same for company. So I said that in these days, customers want sincerity, authenticity. But what if a company without any good product emphasize communication and sincerity? Customers will laugh at the company, right? Same thing. So you need fundamentals. So when your sincerity, empathy, communication is on the top of your fundamentals, then that will have impact. I think that's a very important you need to remember. And also they are good team players. I think our BTS members are all good and they have all good personalities, and that's why BTS is so successful. Right? So I think the implication of BTS or K-pop in Korean companies, K-entrepreneurship is, again, Korea, Korean culture is good at mixing things. So for example, I think already we have success by mixing several things. For example, electronic products by Samsung or LG, the products have a lot of different functions and design components from many different countries, right? So I think we should keep doing that. And also, and the second implication is, I think that probably would not enough. We need add our soul, sincerity, authenticity to products and services to become all the leading companies, all the leading entrepreneurs. Okay, thank you for listening, and this is all. And I wish you good luck with you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. It is very inspiring and very creative for understanding explaining about the Korean culture. Actually, as far as I understand, the K-pop, Korean culture could have been resulted from empathy. Correct? Yeah. So without empathy, without fundamental Korean pop, Korean culture cannot go advancing in the future. I think that is the key message. I think. So any question? Okay, yeah. So,
Good morning, Professor. My name is Yasmin. I'm from Iowa Women's University. I'm a student, master student. First, thank you for your presentation regarding K-pop and especially BTS. I'm actually a K-pop fan as well, but maybe not BTS. I'm so sorry. It's just a mediocre. No, it's B2B. Maybe it's not that popular internationally. So what I want to ask is, when you do a research about BTS and K-pop, do you research the other external factors that influence the popularity of BTS worldwide? Maybe that you already said about the empathy, communication, and the soul, and also the skills that they have. Do you think there are other factors externally, maybe what the agency did for them compared to other agency or other group that are debuted in the similar time with them? So yeah, can you tell us?
Yeah, right. I think the success of BTS cannot be explained with three things. Actually, there are hundreds of different components. But I think one of the things in terms of EA, the Big Hit Entertainment, I think of what they did well, especially Mr. Bang, was that he gave BTS members freedom. So he emphasized make your own story, make your own song, put your story into the lyrics. I think the autonomy or freedom. That's one thing. Another thing is that the Big Hit Entertainment was really good at using SNS. Not technically, because other big three entertainment companies had better human resources who can, handle the SNS. But they had the video. Remember the video I showed? They uploaded unpolished, uncensored videos. I think that's a very brave move, or it was inevitable because they had to do something different. Right? But anyway, so they really good at handling SNS. I think that's another thing. Yeah, and also there are a lot of components, right? Yeah.
okay, yeah.
The price will be some a successful factor for the success of entrepreneurs or some enterprises?
Oh, okay. I think it depends on activity, new things. So they need freedom. But what if the manufacturing line? Can you give them freedom to do whatever they want in manufacturing? I think it depends on. So, for example, in company, the strategic planning or other marketing, for example, probably you can give some freedom. But there are some areas that freedom can be poisonous. So, I think it depends on the area.
Regarding this question, I think this is a very important agenda for the next of Korean innovation. It's I can say it's a time to kill bureaucracy, because in the scientific management, the human is very stupid. Don't imagine anymore. Just follow the rule of production. So this is the older system. So then the man is going to be the just working man, not thinking man. But currently, so for innovation, we need more idea. We need more engagement. So only two out of 10 are fully engaged in the company. So because of what? Because of bureaucracy. So then the bureaucracy is incapacitated by inhumanity, I think. So then humanity is issue. So then the BTS gave freedom. So this is the leadership of the BTS, I think. So not bureaucratic, but humanocratic, including empathy, empowerment, inspiration, enablement, or something.
Oh,
So-
let me
yeah,
add
okay.
something. Let me slightly revise my previous answer. I think it depends. Different areas requires different levels of freedom. So, for example, even this performers, the entertainers, artists, who we think need a lot of freedom, they needed initial training. So they need initial discipline. Because without initial training, freedom has no value, right? So can an artist without any required training make a good song, right? So, but in manufacturing line, for example, they have a lot of discipline and they need to follow rules. But still, if we can give them a little bit of freedom, then that will help. Because if some emergency happens, then they will do something with their freedom. If they don't have that freedom, right, that will be a disaster, right? So yeah, so different levels of freedom. Yeah, I think.
Actually, then I have a question. Any idea about the relationship between Korean culture and the Korean entrepreneurship? For example, the culture is a source of Korean entrepreneurship, or Korean entrepreneurship is a source of Korean culture, something like that.
I think two things. One is the mixing culture that I mentioned earlier. The other one is the sense of equality. So in other words, Koreans, we think everybody is equal. Right? For example, in Japan, once you become a member of company, you think that you have to follow the rules. You have to work for the company, right? But in Korea, even if you become a member of or employee of a company, you think about your future. What should I do? Or should I follow the rules for the company, right? And also, I can do what my boss is doing. We are equal, right? So in Korean, 왕후장생의 씨가 따로 있나, right? Which means there is no blood for emperor, king, right? Everybody is equal. I think that makes Korean people more creative and also more entrepreneurs. And so I think, yeah, that's another relation between Korean culture and entrepreneurship.
So last month, I gave a lecture on innovation, Schumpeter innovation. And Schumpeter, I discussed that innovation is a new combination. So what you said today about mixing is actually basically new combination.
Right.
Combination combine several different elements to create something new, right? That's how I understand your mixing. But my question is that you talk about many success elements to BTS, but I don't know which part is common factor for all K-pop group, and which part is unique to BTS. Maybe we want to distinguish.
Okay, yeah, I think it's a good question. The mixing of different genres is common for all K-pop groups. This became a industry standard since 1990s, and also empathy, communication, authenticity. I think this is also same for all idol groups. But the difference is how well and how much, how sincere they were doing in communicating and emphasizing. So I think BTS, they did this really sincerely. I think that's the difference. Yeah, yeah, they are doing similar things, but I think, oh no, there might be blink here. But I think not as good as BTS, I think. But still, they are world top, idols, yeah.
Thank you for your lecture. Very interesting. You mentioned mixing different angles and also organizational innovation that makes this BTS group different. And we know that Samsung also was leader in organizational innovation, the first company to recruit talented people. But what makes K-pop groups also a global phenomena? Because the whole industry is very intense competition, and visiting or participating in one conference, they said that Korean also mix traditional and contemporary culture, that these idols pretend that they are ignorant about the traditional Korean culture and they are learning themselves, they actually teach the global audience. But what is the has been a phenomena that makes them really globally also well accepted? Thank you.
Yeah, I think in terms of globalization, I think two things also. One is mixing. Again, that mixing different genres, K-pop became another new genre. So to them, K-pop is kind of new. Although K-pop is a mix of all different genres, as a whole, the fans feel that K-pop is a different genres of music. That's one thing. So this is kind of refreshing. One thing. Another one is excellent performance. So all K-pop idol group members are good dancers, good singers, and also good looking. So that's what they cannot find in other traditional Western music groups. Because in Western music groups, they focus on music, right? They sing very well, they can compose well, but they cannot dance, right? But in Korean idol groups, they can sing, they can dance. Right? So performance is what initially catches global fans' eyes, and then once they listen to the music and once they get interested in the groups, then they start reading the lyrics. In BTS case, the BTS fan, this is a typical path of becoming ARMY. The first thing they see is a good dance and good looking and good song. So they start enjoying BTS songs, and then they start to reading lyrics, and they touched. Because they say, BTS says that love yourself, right? So I think that's the typical, yeah. So I think that's difference. I think that's a secondary, because basically K-pop idol music is Western music, basically. Difference in pop and hip hop and so on. And obviously, BTS has a song that has Korean traditional musical components, such as idol. But that's after they become famous, because to Western, the global fans, Korean traditional music, if you make it apparent, then some fans would not acceptable to that. So they have the base Korean traditional music components, unnoticeable components. But if you make it noticeable, then some people will like it, some people wouldn't like it. So I think that you need a balance between, yeah. But obviously, they have their Korean traditional musical components in that song. That's obvious, but most people wouldn't notice it. Right, right. So K-pop is globalized in terms of members, international members, also composers. I think probably, I don't know, I don't have the exact number, but probably 40% of K-pop songs were composed by global composers. more than 50%, depending on how famous the group is, right?
First of all, I appreciate your insight lesson. I'm very interesting of your point, and I work for global company for more than 30 years, so I'm very interested of the diversity. So when my understanding is that the one of the success factor of the BTS is mixing. That is some similar concept of the embrace diversity. So my question is that how about the Korean the companies in terms of the embrace diversity and the embrace of the other culture, other different culture and different race, and to be globalized company. So what is the assessment, and how do you feel about the Korean companies in terms of the diversity?
Okay, I think an excellent question. I think we can think of diversity in many different ways. One way is diversity in terms of product and services. I think Korean companies are already diversified, globalized in terms of product services they are producing and serving. But if we mean diversity by internal employee composition, I think Korean companies are not very diversified and globalized. But my personal opinion is that although it will take time, they will go to that direction. I think Korean company they have to be diversified to survive. I think but it takes a long time. That's my opinion.
And please stand up and give him big hand. That is the conclusion. Yeah.
감사합니다.
Thank you very much. And then